Do you want me to speak now? I'm sorry. It came as a great surprise to us that a story, a fine H.G. Wells classic fantasy about a mythical invasion of monsters from the planet Mars should have had so profound effect upon radio listeners. The date of the broadcast was clearly stated as being 1939, and the invasion of mythical monsters from the planet Mars seemed to be clearly, to us, in the realm of a fairy tale. Of course, we are shocked, deeply regretful about the results of last night's broadcast.
Most newspaper columnists bitterly condemned the broadcast as a horrible prank on innocent, unsuspecting people.
I believe a suit should be filed against Orson Welles and the Columbia Broadcasting System for their wrongdoing. Welles' performance on the radio Sunday evening was a clear demonstration of his inhuman instincts and fiendish joy causing distress and suffering all over the country. He is a carbuncle on the rung of degenerate theatrical performers, and he should make amends for his consummate act of asininity.
Now, I appreciate what CBS and radio have done for the world, but why not respect that appreciation and not destroy all the faith and confidence we have in the greatest means of getting information about the world, the radio?
Still, hundreds of listeners praised the broadcast as a public service, writing letters to CBS and Orson.
Gentlemen, an orchid to you, and to all of the cast of War of the Worlds. Also, shame on you for giving me the fright of my life.
Let me congratulate you on your broadcast. Thanks for a wow and thrill.
More power to you, the Martians. Visitation upon this earth was a masterpiece of realism.
Journalist Dorothy Thompson applauded Orson in her widely read column.
Hitler managed to scare all of Europe to its knees a month ago, but at least he had an army and an air force to back up his shrieking words. Mr. Wells scared thousands into demoralization with nothing at all.
After 5 postponements, Dayton's Death opened on Broadway of the evening of November the 2nd. Here's Mr. Hausman on that play's opening.
On the opening day of the play, my life was threatened. There was someone who kept calling about every quarter of an hour, saying, "You will die on the opening night of your play." At the end of the play, I stand in front of the curtain and deliver a speech in the character of Saint Just on the subject of the French Revolution. I stood up there, alone in front of the curtain in a blazing white spotlight, and I promise you, I've never been so terrified in my life. I expected to hear the sound of a pistol being cocked, convinced some angry victim of our broadcast would soon be shooting at me from the audience as I delivered this speech. But what actually happened was, as I stood in front of that curtain, there was a little spill from the spotlight. I could see the front row of the audience. There was a man sitting in the front row who looked at me, raised his hand, looked at his wristwatch, looked back at me, folded his arms, and yawned mightily. Well, I assure you that I would have rather been shot.
But even the fantastic publicity from the panic broadcast was unable to offset its generally unfavorable notices. Despite the War of the Worlds' dismal Crossley rating of a 5.4, the fury it created proved to the Campbell Soup Company that people were listening and signed on